I've long been fascinated by a feeling which I find awfully difficult to describe in words. It's a feeling I often come across in my endeavors in art and music, and I have to admit it's one that I quite enjoy, although I'm not entirely sure why. The closest words I can use to describe it would be serenity meets uncanny valley. Like sitting at the precipice of something unknown, something strange, something that feels almost wrong, and yet, instead of feeling terror or uncertainty or apprehension, we feel oddly at peace. It's as if the situation is both familiar and unfamiliar simultaneously. I've heard this described online surrounding weirdcore or dreamcore. These are genres of art which are meant to elicit feelings almost like a fever dream or a childhood memory that never quite existed. In 2012, John Koenig describes a very similar phenomenon in his Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, known as Anemoia, which comes from the Greek words for wind, mind, and paranoia. He defines this term as a feeling of nostalgia for a time or place you have never actually experienced. A bittersweet phantom, yearning for a past you weren't alive to witness, or a world outside of your own personal history. Another genre of art which elicits the feeling of anemoia, in me personally, is one known as cassette futurism. This is a genre which focuses heavily on technology that was popular in the late 70s to early 90s. Specifically, it looks at what people in the 70s, 80s, and 90s thought the future would look like. Being unable to anticipate the major advances in digital and computer technology to come, they naturally got a lot of it wrong. Putting outdated analog systems and glowing green monitors in places that are meant to look futuristic. Being born in 1998, I grew up in an era which saw the crossover between analog and digital tech in almost every sector. By the time I was old enough to know what was really going on, Xbox 360 was all the rage, but my earliest memories are of the Nintendo 64. I recall watching countless Disney movies and educational videos on VHS, and even renting them from Blockbuster. But by the time I was able to go out and watch movies at my friend's house, Blu-ray was already a thing, and Blockbuster was long dead. I remember finding my dad's old floppy disks in a box as a child, and wondering, what could these possibly have been used for? So when I see depictions of cassette futurism, whether it's online, or in movies or TV shows, the anemoia hits hard. Some of my literal earliest childhood memories collide with a future imagined by people of the past and never fully realized, leaving me with feelings of nostalgia, wonder, fascination, and maybe a little bit of unease. But I think the feeling I'm aiming to describe is one that's truly larger than the sum of its parts. It's a feeling specific to an individual's deep memories from the past and their dreams of the future. Sometimes feelings as complex as this one can only truly be expressed through art.